Hello, hello. You guys hear the music? The nicer. Can you hear the music? Thought I'd find some time to get on real quick. Let me know, do some audio check for me, KV, I guess. Let me know if you can hear music, the game, and my voice pretty well. Music is a little loud. 시프는 솔플 할 때가 있긴 하냐? 지금 솔플 하고 있는데 시프는 자기 레벨에 맞는 사냥터에 못 가기는 해요. 내 레벨보다 낮은 사냥터로 가야 합니다. 브라우님 안녕하세요. 우무님 안녕하세요. 메이플 플래닛이요? 별로 하고 싶지가 않아요. 해섭의 주가 밝았다? 그게 뭐죠? 그게 무슨 소린가요? 아, 큐브가 있어요. 큐브가 있으면 더욱더 안합니다. 아, 태섭이 나오는 주가 됐나. 플래닛 때문에 그 소리 하시는 거죠? 메이플 플래닛이 나오니까. 그러면 별로 땡기지는 않네요. 개인적으로 큐브, 혼줌 이런 거 별로 안 좋아해서. 아, 메이플랜드 테스트 서버가 이제 열린다. 오케이. 네, 이해했습니다. 확인. 메이플랜드 2.0 나와도 우리가 가지고 있는 캐릭터들은 다 이동이 되는 거죠? 2.0으로. 점프하고 싶어. 여기는 파밍 겸 경험치도 올릴 겸 시프마스터, 그러니까 시프마스터 아니고 다른 직업을 육성하고 있었다면 레벨 85에서 여기를 경험치 사냥터라고 하기에는 좀 무리가 있겠지만 시프마스터는 데미지가 많이 약해요. 이 구간이. 그래서 제가 아까 방송 키기 전에 양잡이를 좀 해봤는데 숲갈 가가지고 너무 많이 부족하고 젠이 밀릴 것 같아요. 파티 사냥을 지금 시작하기에는 무리가 있을 것 같아서 아직까지는 여기 와서 파밍도 할 겸 경험치 올리려고. 이제 리플에 뭐냐, 호루스의 눈을 얻었으니까 마가티아에서 파티 캐스팅 더 이상 하고 싶지 않거든요. 차라리 여기서 메시를 잡는 게 조금 더 편할 것 같아요. 여기서 90까지는 찍어야 할 것 같아요. 90 찍고 새로운 무기 낀 다음에 새로운 단검을 작한 다음에 그제서야 아마 버크를 진출할 수 있지 않을까 생각합니다. 90도 힘들 수가 있어요. 근데 제가 그저께 밤인가? 그저께 밤에 마녀의 샘 방송을 진행하기 전에 헬스장에서 운동을 하다가 유튜브의 알고리즘에 서양인 메이플 글로벌 서버 클래식 서버를 플레이하고 후기를 남긴 영상을 봤는데 리뷰를 봤거든요. 뭐 피드백을 준다고 해가지고 그래서 그분의 영상을 보고 이거는 내가 답변을 좀 하고 싶다. 왜냐면 그 후기를 남긴 유튜버분의 말을 들어보면 메이플 스토리를 2020년도부터 시작했대요. 그러면 옛날 메이플의 감성을 잘 모르고 옛날 메이플의 맛을 잘 모르고 최근에 나온 게임들에 적응이 돼가지고 메이플 스토리라는 게임을 잘 모르시는 것 같아요. 그래서 이거는 제가 방송할 때마다 방송 그리고 처음 시작할 때도 미국의 서양 분들이 오셔가지고 제가 메이플 스토리 클래식에 대해서 얘기를 하는 걸 보고 좋은 말도 해주고, 그러니까 나를 통해서 내가 대변인을 해주는 것 같다라는 얘기를 들은 적이 있어가지고 그 후기를 듣고 너무 이제 불평만 많이 하는 거예요. 메이플 스토리 클래식 서버에 대해서 좀 그러니까 레벨 15까지밖에 안 찍고 불평을 많이 하는 걸 보고 이거는 이게 메이플 스토리라는 옛날 게임의 감성을 잘 모르는구나. 내가 영상을 찍어서 대변을 해야 되겠다. 왜냐면 메이플 스토리 클래식 글로벌 서버에 나오는 클래식 서버를 거기를 이제 휴양지라고 느끼는 사람들이 분명히 많을 거예요. 옛날 메이플 스토리를 즐겼던 그 옛날 MMO의 감성을 느끼고 싶은 분들이 많을 텐데 지금 메이플 스토리 클래식의 피드백을 보면 그 유튜버뿐만 아니라 다른 유튜버분들도 많이 지금 뭐 밸런싱을 해달라, 아니면 왜 이렇게 불편하냐 게임이, 그런 식으로 피드백을 남기고 있는데 옛날 메이플 스토리의 감성을 잘 모르는 거죠. 그래서 이건 아니다 싶어서 난 좋게 리액션을 했죠. 하여튼 그 리액션을 이제 헬스장에서 보면서 그 피드백을 보면서 마녀의 샘 당일날 방송을 키기 전에 녹음을 해가지고 영상을 만들었는데, 영상 만드는 중에 스마 10% 하나 더 먹었습니다. 조니파더 다크나이트로 영상을 찍었는데 사냥하면서 리액션 그 녹음을 찍었거든요. 영상을 지금 유튜브에 올라와 있는데 한 2시간짜리 그거 찍으면서 스마 10%가 또 나왔어요. 그 당일날 아침에 스마인가? 목요일인가 금요일날 스마 10%를 먹었는데 스마 10%가 버크한테 또 나왔습니다. 근데 아쉽게도 10% 주문서 치고는 스마가 그렇게 비싸지가 않더라고요. 굉장히 저렴해요. 한 100만 매소밖에 안 하는 것 같은데. 근데 이제 거기서 돈이 모이고 여러가지 잡템도 많이 나오고 있는데 지금 돈 다 합하면 이거 시프마스터하고 다크나이트 돈 다 합하면 거의 4천만 매소 될 거예요. 거의 4천만 매소. 그러면 이거 일비 파밍하는 도중에 일비가 안 나온다고 하더라도 알혼목을 먹을 수 있는 계기가 될 수 있지 않을까. 일비 파밍하면서 네, 일비까지 나오면 알혼목도 먹고 다른 아이템들도 작해야 되는 것들도 다 나올 수 작할 기회가 될 수 있을 것 같아요. 창고 기능, 맞아. 창고 기능도 빨리 나왔으면 좋겠어요. 지금 캐릭터 슬롯이 아깝게 캐릭터 하나가 창고 캐릭으로 쓰이고 있는데 캐릭터 슬롯 하나가 너무 아까워요, 솔직히. 나중에 가면, 근데 지금은 뭐 상관이 없는 게 다른 캐릭터 키울 생각이 없기 때문에. 지금 또 고민되는 게 하나가 있다면 스킬을 초기화해서 어설터를 다 찍으면 분명히 버크 잡는데 도움이 많이 될 것 같긴 하거든요. 이게 메소 익스플로전이라는 스킬이 데미지가 레벨에 비해 증가한다고 하더라고요. 좀 알아보니까 인터넷에서 아무리 스킬 포인트를 많이 찍어도, 물론 레벨 90대 가면 버크보다 레벨이 많이 높기는 해가지고 데미지가 좀 뜰 것 같기는 한데, 메소 익스플로전 스킬이 좀 문제가 있기는 해요. 확실히 내 랩에 맞는 사냥터에서 사냥을 못하고. 힐준다매님 안녕하세요. 만통이요? 전 만통 안쓰고 저주에만 씁니다. 시프마스터가 좋은 점이 만통을 쓸 필요가 없고 성수만 있으면 돼요. 점프를 못해도 그렇게 불편하지가 않아요. 어설터가 있기 때문에. 제가 여기서 예전에 내전을 먹어봤는데, 내전 한번 먹어봤었거든요. 여기서 옛날에. 아미님 안녕하세요. 버크 사냥의 어설터가 빠르기도 하고, 그리고 이제 불캔이나 솔플 할 때도 좋을 것 같아요. 불캔 아니면 이런 것들은 메소 익스플로전으로 들어가는 데미지가, 글쎄요, 잘 모르겠네. 이게 또 고민이 되는 게, 어설터가 좋은 점이 뭐냐, 심절을 받으러 갈 때 전장이나 아니면 불캔 같은데 이제 시프들이 쩔을 받는데, 그런 데는 돈 내고 가야 되거든요. 근데 돈 내고까지 사냥할 마음이 별로 없어요. 저는 무자본이라 솔플 위주로 하고 싶기는 한데, 아니면 만약에 심절을 받는다면, 파티 사냥을 한다면 숲가래 가서 파티 사냥하는 게 전부일 것 같아요, 저는. 근데 숲갈에서 이게 어설터가 좋으냐, 메소 익스플로전이 좋으냐, 여기서 많이 갈릴 것 같은데, 제가 볼 때는 비슷비슷할 것 같긴 한데. 풀숲 여기 경험치 얼마나 먹냐고요? 저도 잘 모르겠어요, 솔직히. 이제 막 와서 시작한 거라. 시프마스터는 효율 따지면 안됩니다. 효율 따지면 결과는 절망이기 때문에 그냥 아무 생각 없이 사냥을 해야 돼요. 방송을 안하고 솔플을 하면은 유튜브를 보던가 넷플릭스를 보면서 하던가, 방송을 하면은 그냥 수다를 떨면서 옥수수를 털면서 방송을 하면서 시간을 보내면서 이제 경험치 신경 안 쓰면서 해야 그나마 잘 오른다는 생각이 들지. 이거 지금 제가 효율 따지고 1시간 경험치 재가지고 아크나이트라든지 다른 직업이랑 재봤을 때 얼망밖에 없기 때문에 그거는 그나마 이제 레벨 85가 돼서 여기 와서 해방컷이 뜬다는 거에 감사하며 사냥해야 돼요. 진짜 레벨 제가 한 70대 후반에 여기 와봤거든요. 아무것도 모르고. 근데 얘네들이 5방인가 6방 컷 났어요. 게다가 저는 또 이제 메소 익스플로전 트리를 갔기 때문에 잘 안 잡히더라고요. 맞아. 효율 캐릭, 그 낭만 캐릭이라 효율이 안 나옵니다. 여기가 지형이 그렇게 좋지도 않아요, 시프한테. 솔직히. 왜냐면 지형이 좀 좁아가지고 메소가 두툼하게 쌓이는 데서 메소 익스플로전을 터트리면서 사냥하는 게 제일 효율적으로 좋은데 여기는 한 바퀴 돌면은 메소가 다 사라지거든요. 그래서 지금 밑으로 내려가면 분명히 메소가 없을 거예요. 메소가 그래도 좀 있기는 한데 모여서 터트려 봐야 되겠다. 맵이 너무 넓어. 세로로, 그쵸? 아니 가로로 너무 넓어서 이 맵은 두더지 없습니다. 님 40, 50은 어디서 사냥하셨나요? 40에서 50은 일단 파티 퀘스트를 많이 했고요. 그리고 그 시길 아시죠? 시간의 길 1 거기서 심절을 하는데 요즘도 하는지 잘 모르겠지만 저는 시길을 많이 했습니다. 시길 1 한 40부터 시길 1 가서 꼭층하고 제일 좁은 맵 지형 4층인가 5층인가 거기서 이제 혼자 하시면 되고 그리고 한 50쯤? 50 조금 넘으시면 시길 4에 가면은 거기는 심절 많이 하거든요. 왜냐면 프리들이 투민 먹으로 거기서 돈 받으면서 사냥을 많이 해요. 디스코드에 보면 간혹가다 이제 사냥터가 있을 거예요. 거기서 시길 4에서 한 55까지 하시고 더 하실 거면 더 하시고 투민 노려볼 만도 하니까 그 다음부터는 이제 다시 본대로 가셔서 골렘을 잡으시던가 죽숲 가셔도 되고 차벌 가셔도 되고. How's your Korean so good as Korean American? Were you born and raised in Korea? Yeah, I was born in Korea and I was in Korea until I was 15. Then I came to the States and been here ever since. 성수가 이제 점점 떨어지네. 시길 1에도 제가 시길 1도 괜찮은 사냥터라고 생각하는 게 시프한테 지형이 좋아요. 시프한테 지형이 나쁘지 않고 퓨전 도적 하셨으면 뭐 2층 3층이나 4층 하셔도 되고 1층은 좀 힘드실 것 같고 왜냐면 마스터리를 안 찍었기 때문에 퓨전 도적은 그래도 3, 4층은 많은 분들이 퓨전 도적 하시니까 더블 스텝 찍으셨으면 아니면 세베지 블로를 이제 막 찍고 계시면 4층, 5층 하셔도 됩니다. 데미지에 따라. 그리고 시길 1이 에스터 실드를 주는데 에스터 실드 인트 1 상업 나오면 그것도 한 600, 700만 매소 하거든요. 제가 2번 먹어봤거든요. 인트 1상 에스터 실드를. 은근히 잘 나와요, 에스터 실드. 홍수가 너무 많이 쓰인. 순혈단도시면 순혈 단도시면 카니발 해도 되죠. 세비지블로. 세비지블로 순혈 단도 잘하셨네. 낭만 있으시네. 저도 순혈 단도거든요. 카니발 하셔도 되고 롬바드에서 카니발. 세비지블로가 굉장히 강력해요. 세비지블로 먼저 찍으셨으면. 그리고 시길 1에서는 파티원한테 헤이를 줄 필요가 없기 때문에, 왜냐면 프리스트가 돌아다니거든요. 심을 배달하러. 그래서 세비지 블로우를 선마하셨으면 카니발 가셔도 되고, 아니면 시간의 길 1 가셔서 그냥 사냥하셔도 되고. Am I bilingual? Yes, I'm bilingual. You're deaf Korean? I'm half. I'm half Korean and half English. I know it sounds like I'm deaf Korean, but surprisingly, probably it'll shock you to hear that I'm more comfortable on English than in Korean. 경험치 잘 올라요. 여기 지금 62%대 온 것 같은데 나쁘지 않게 오르고 있어. What does your IGN say? It says Johnny Father. My son's name is Johnny, so my Dark Knight says Johnny Father in English, and then my Chief Bandit, the one I'm playing right now, says Johnny Father in Korean. Okay, but 캐리아 홈그라운드에서 3년 재계하고 오피셜 뛰었던데 이제 T1에 상승이 된 것 같네요. 캐리아 선수 T1의 그 로열티 한국말로 뭐라고 하죠? 충성심? 멋있습니다. 그런 선수들 멋있는 것 같아요. 한 팀에서 꾸준히 하는 거. 그래서 저도 제우스 선수를 처음에 많이 좋아했는데 구마유시는 정말 오래 있을 것 같았거든요. 근데 구마유시는 이제 제안을 안 받았나봐요. T1한테. 난 누구보다 구마유시 선수가 T1에 더 그 충성심을 갖고 맨날 하던 말이 최고의 선수들의 팀은 T1입니다 막 이런 말도 하고 T1에 대한 충성심이 굉장히 강해 보였던 선수였던 것 같은데 하나로 가게 된 계기가 뭐였는지 아쉬워요. 구마유시 선수 좀 T1에 남아가지고 오래 해줬었으면 좋았을 텐데. 성수가 떨어졌으니까 가서 성수 사와야 되겠다. 소비창 공간이요? 그게 아니라 지금 잠깐만요. VPN 켜도 이제 안 끊깁니다. 이제 VPN을 언제든지 킬 수가 있어요. 컴을 돌리고 있기 때문에. 전사의 비약과 이유식 쓰는 거는 데미지가 약해서 시프마스터는 데미지가 너무 약해요. 그래서 전사의 비약을 써야 이제 세방 컷이 확실하게 나오거든요. 전사의 비약하고 이유식을 안 쓰면 가끔가다 삑사리가 떠서 네방 컷이 떠요. 데미지가 확실히 차이가 그게 느껴지기 때문에 그래서 쓰는 겁니다. 그럴 수도 있겠네. 그런 말도 한 것 같아요. 뭔가 T1에 있으면은 보조 역할만 한다? 뭐 그런 얘기 들은 것 같기도 한데, 뭐 자기가 증명해보고 싶다 이런 말 한 것 같은데. 근데 구마유지 선수 놀림 많이 받잖아요. 인터넷 그 쇼츠나 인터넷을 많이 보면은 너무 착하고 귀엽고 뭐 그렇게 그런지 뭐 이유는 모르겠지만 놀림을 많이 받는 것 같은데, 저는 구마유지 선수 원딜 굉장히 잘한다고 생각하거든요. 사이다가 더 낫지만 그거는 소비창 공간 때문에 이유가 맞습니다. 소비창이 모자라서. 저도 T1에 잘 맞는 원딜이라 생각했는데 그런 게 있었나봐요. 증명해보고 싶은 그 부담감, 내 자신을 증명하고 싶은. 근데 웃기게도 하나 가서 원딜 진하고 있거든요. 다른 거 안 하고. 진 하나는 정말 잘해요. 근데 진이 보조형 원딜이 맞기는 하지만 근데 진도 엄청 세던데. 제가 며칠 전에 맹겜을 돌렸는데 케이틀린 했거든요. 진하고, 이게 물론 2대2 라인전이라 서폿의 영향이 많이 크기는 한데, 근데 그 케이틀린도 만만치 않아요. 라인전이 강력한데, 진이랑 1대1을 하는데 진이 굉장히 세던데. 데미지가 이상하게 세던데. 요거면은 여기에 성수가 있거든요. 그거를 많이 챙겨가죠. 우리 100개 정도 사가면 충분하겠지? 팔아야 되겠다. 아마 그랬을 거예요. 이거는 이거랑 이거는 합쳐지는, 이거는 교환 불가 장어라 안 합쳐져요. 리플에 가서 장어 구이도 좀 사야 되겠다. 어차피 가서 이제 사냥 털복숭이 숲 가서 오래 있을 거니까 넉넉히 챙겨가야지. 여기 온 김에 그거 해야 되겠다. 어딨냐, 이벤트 그거 하고 가야 되겠다. 에븐 츄 안녕하세요. If I can 여기서 점프하면 가지. 이 맛에 시프하는 것 같아요. 이 어설터를 통해 가지고 다른 직업이 할 수 없는 이동기, 기동성이 참 좋은 것 같아요. 시프는 다른 거 다 필요 없고 이 맛에 하는 것 같아 정말. 시프는 연막탄도 좋고 부메랑 스텝도 좋고 다 좋지만 이 어설터를 통한 다음 단계, another dimension, next level of dimension의 fun, 재미가 해방이 되거든요. 이것 때문에 당연히 풀점이 없는 거 맞습니다. 그런 거 같다가 아니라 어설터가 있기 때문에 플래시 없는 게 확실해요. 한국 이름이 뭐냐? 한국 이름은 주환입니다. 주환. 마을에서는 아쉽다. 맞아. 마을에서는 아쉽죠. 오, 알파벳 나오는 건 랜덤인가? 그냥 아무나 잡으면 되는 건가? 알파벳은? 나오는 몹이 정해져 있다. 알아봐야 되겠네. 아. 저도 아직도 기억나는 게 레벨 제가 메이플 스토리를 애기 때 한 2000년도 중반 때 아처를 여기서 이제 더블샷을 쓰면서 육성을 했거든요. 여기서 이제 더블샷을 쓰면서 여기서 쓰면은 HP 표션을 안 먹어도 되니까 끝쯤에서 사냥을 하면서 이제 몬스터를 잡는데 레벨 50에 신기타를 낀 시프가 여기서 이제 막 헤이스트를 쓰고 날아다니면서 이렇게 세비지 블러를 쓰면서 사냥하는 거예요. 그거 보고 와 보면서 이제 막 따라다녔는데 엄청 애기 때 신기해가지고 그때 당시에 레벨 50 싶으면 엄청 고렙이었거든요. 신기타를 끼고 역해였는데 아직까지도 기억이 나네요. Yeah, this song, this playlist sounds extremely like Studio Ghibli. How do you say Ghibli? Studio Ghibli. Beautiful, right? I love MapleStory background music. 글로벌 메이플 클래식이요. 같이 할 겁니다. 맞아. 집에서 하면은 렉 걸려서 많은 게임을 못하고 메이플은 돌아가거든요. 저사양 게임이라. 그리고 이제 프레임이 떨어져도 메이플은 프레임이 떨어져도 상관없으니까 충분히 할 수 있는데 이제 고사양 카트라이더든 카트라이더나 서든어택 이런 게임은 프레임이 떨어지면 게임을 하는데 많이 이제 불편하니까 그런 건 가끔 집에서 못하죠. 저도 노트북으로 게임을 했던 기억이 있는데 서든어택 막 렉 걸리고 그랬거든요. 노트북으로 하면. 많이 주긴 하네. 근데 여기서 이거 운영자 이거 뭐냐 이것만 하고 다시 리프레로 갈 거라 스페셜 알파벳 S 이것만 받고 다시 갈 거예요. 근데 여기 본데 또 이벤트 그 주는 애 있던데. 로엔. 아 로엔도 찾아가야 되네. 귀찮게 시리. 와우. 합금활. 반지템. 다운캐스트 깨진 상태면 그냥 바로 준다? 이게 무슨 소리죠? 물컹물컹한 액체는 끝. 아, 로엔한테 가면 알패벨 바로 준다. 오케이. 왕버섯이 여기보다 좀 더 나오는 데가 층에서 더 주. 여기 한번 올라가 볼까? 여기는 돼지 나오지 않나요? 돼지 인가? 좌측 한 다음에 서쪽 언덕. 아, 이 부금 너무 좋은 것 같아요. 메이저와 마이너를 오가면서 스토리텔링을 해주는. 아, 여기 버섯 동산. 여기는 또 여기는 많이 안 와본 것 같은데. 여기 좋네요. 일본 가기까지는 좀 힘들 것 같아요. VPN 키기가 귀찮아가지고 차라리 가까운 여기로 와서 빨리 하고 가는 게 낫지. 한 20개만 모으면 끝이거든요. 오, 신점 10%? 운이 좋으셨네. 신점 10%면 비쌀 텐데. 생방 맞습니다. What am I farming for? You see the notification that pops up here, like little alert whenever I pick up the orange mushroom caps. There's an event going on for like the 2nd or 3rd anniversary of MapleStory Worlds, and I have to collect these. It's for an event. Yeah, I'm farming for orange mushroom caps. 재미없을 것 같아요. 그러면 뭔가 그렇지 않아요? 저도 많은 프리 서버를 해봐도 비율이 1대1 비율이 아니면 재미가 없더라고요. 일대일 비율이야 뭔가 낭만에 가득 차 있어서 그런지 저는 비율이 조금이라도 빗나가고 템이 너무 많이 뜨면은 그 도파민이 둔해져요. 아이템 뜰 때마다. 그리고 좀 어렵게 키워야 뭔가 보람이 있는데 너무 쉽게 키우면 멘탈적으로 제가 이상한 건지 별로더라고요. 너무 쉬우면. 플래닛 말씀하시는 거죠? 플래닛. 메이플 플래닛. 사람은 어떻게 아직까지도 주발을 차고 있지? 크로노 스토리도 똑같이 메이플 스토리, 옛날 메이플 스토리를 안 해본 사람들은 즐겨 하겠죠. 웬이 장어구이 한 개와 밝은 물. 맑은 물을 여기서 파나? 여기 맑은 물을 안 파는 걸로 기억. 모범 택시 타고 필리피우드 갔다 와야 되겠다. 포장마차에서 사면 돼요. 맑은 물. 얘한테 사고 코인이 몇 개 있지? 코인이 몇 개 있는지 여기 있구나. 100개. 일단 그 슬롯은 무조건 사야 돼요. 슬롯 확장은 무조건 모아서 사야 되고, 경험치 쿠폰 그 뒤로는 이제 경험치 쿠폰 위주로 사서 라이딩은 필요 없으니까. 연주하기 가장 어려웠던 곡 있죠. 쇼팽의 곡이 있는데 쇼팽인가? 쇼팽 맞을 거예요. 쇼팽의 즉흥 뭐 어쩌고저쩌고 곡이었나? 곡 이름은 기억이 안 나는데 그게 왼손하고 오른손하고 박자가 다르거든요. 근데 너무 어려워서 염두도 안 나더라고요. 즉흥 환상곡. 제가 거의 모든 피아노 곡은 악보만 있으면은 그냥 머리 들이박는다는 식으로 어떻게든 관심만 있으면 계속 진짜 오랫동안 연습을 해가지고 거의 다 이제 정복을 하는데, 모든 곡은 즉흥환상곡은 오른손하고 왼손이 엇박을 타야 돼요. 엇박을. 박자가 다 달라. 근데 그걸 마스터하기가 너무 어렵더라고요. 그런 건 이제 저같이 악보를 보고 피아노 치는 사람보다는 피아노를 저보다 더 잘 치는 사람들은 악보를 봤을 때 그냥 손이 저절로 움직이는데, 즉흥환상곡 같은 경우에는 느낌으로 피아노를 쳐야 돼요. 한번 들어보고 아 이건 이렇게 치는 거구나 하면서 이제 손이 정말 즉흥적으로 움직여야 되는데, 저는 그 정도까지는 피아노를 잘 치지는 않거든요. 피아노를 못 치지는 않는데 즉흥환상곡은 저보다 더 다음 단계인 사람들만 칠 수 있는 그런 곡인 것 같아요. 컵라면 집에 있나요? 컵라면은 없고 신라면 있습니다. 라 campanella는 그나마 쉽습니다. 라 campanella는 이제 굉장히 빨리빨리 쳐야 되는데 그건 어느 정도 할 수 있거든요. 연습만 하면. 왜냐면 오른손 왼손이 같은 박자에서 움직이니까 오른손 연습하고 왼손 연습하고 어떻게든 계속 치다 보면은 이게 되는데, 즉흥환상곡은 그렇지가 않아요. 이게 오른손 어떻게 치는지 배워야 되고 왼손 어떻게 치는지 배워야 되는데, 거기서 더 다음 단계로 이게 엇박자로 움직이면서 해야 된다는 게 많이 힘들어요. 그게. 개미지 약간 좀 노력 글쎄요. 재능이 중요하기는 하지만 저는 노력도 엄청 중요한 것 같은데. 그건 좀 아닌 것 같아요. 99대 1은 좀 아닌 것 같고, 제가 볼 때는. 님 안녕하세요. 그래도 노력이 필요하죠. 재능이 있다고 해도 노력이 없으면, 노력을 안 하면. 근데 그게 또 이제 그럴 만한도 한 게, 어떤 아이들을 보시면은 꼬맹이들 유튜브에 정말 어려운 막 즉흥환상곡이나 라 campanella 이런 거 치는 꼬맹이들 보면 하고 나는 것도 어느 정도 있는 것 같아요, 정말. 잠깐만, 우리 로엔 퀘스트 완료했죠? 아, 잠깐만, 맑은 물 사지 않았나? 완료 안 하고 왔네. 아. 잡으러. 다음에 해야 되겠다. VPN 키기 귀찮아요. 빰빰. 빠밤. 빠밤. 공달님 안녕하세요. 공달님이 여기 계시네. 헬로. I don't know how I got here, but Maple Land looks very fun. Yeah, Maple Land is very fun. It's basically Classic MapleStory, but a Korean server. Is it worth it? Is what worth it? 미국인들은 남에 대한 칭찬이나 비판을 많이 하는 편인가요? 글쎄요. 미국인들도 똑같이 이제 인터넷에서는 비판 많이 하고 하죠. 한국처럼은 심하진 않는 것 같아요. 그게 한국이 좀 더 심한 것 같아요. 한국 사람들이 인터넷에서 비판하는 거나 편견하는 거 한국 사람들이 조금 더 심한 것 같아요. What's your favorite class of all time? Probably has to be the Shadower. If not Shadower, then Marksman maybe? 중앙에 메소를 모은 다음에 몬스터들을 중앙으로 데리고 와서 메소 익스플로전을 한번 터트려 봐야 되겠다. Bandit or DK? Probably Bandit for like my personal attachment to the character. Bandit. Strength-wise, efficiency-wise, DK. 오늘 커피는 아까 아침에 교회 가면서 마셨습니다. 커피는 하루에 한 잔 마시는 게 아니라 커피 마시는 사람은 하루에 두세 잔도 거뜬히 마시거든요. 그래서 아까부터 지금 계속 생각하고 있는 게 커피 한 잔 더 시킬까 생각을 지금 계속 하고 있는데. What about for endgame? Endgame probably Dragon Knight. I love Savage Blow, but I don't know about the bandit's 4th job skill. I'm not too sure. What's the main skill used in 4th job called? In 4th job, bandits use a skill called Boomerang Step, which is considered to be an OP skill by many. 커피 머신 집에 하나 있는데 커피 머신이 있는데 커피를 만들려면은 우유가 필요하거든요. 근데 우유가 없어요 집에. 장을 봐야 되는데 애엄마가 피곤해서 지금 애기랑 낮잠 자고 있거든요. 그래서 이따가 일어나면 같이 장 보러 나가기도 하고 시간을 보낼 거예요. 장을 봐야 돼요. 커피를 마셔야 하기 때문에. Can't you solo boss early as a bandit? You could, yeah, but it's all for show, really. Like, if you go on YouTube, you'll see bandits dropping meso, using meso explosion to grind bosses or beat bosses, but it's really just for show. It's for content. It's not. I wouldn't recommend doing that. You're gonna use so much money. I guess you could do that if you wanted to, but you have to spend so much money. Personally, I guess personally I don't like that. And it's not just about personally, it's not just about the money, the amount of money you have to spend, it's just also about, it's just not fun. Hoes. I always wondered if Shadowers needed to be funded in that sense for Meso Explosion. No, Meso Explosion has no damage multiplier. So if you start leveling up Meso Explosion, the damage is fixed. It goes off of your mastery. There's no, like, I know you guys probably can't read Korean, but when I look at Meso Explosion, it says mastery. There is no damage percentage associated with the level. So it goes off of what level you are compared to the enemy and your basically like base attack stat and how much money you're blowing up. It's one of those algorithms, damage algorithms, that probably by far the most confusing one in the game. So yeah, most people just know it for like the more money you drop, the more damage you're gonna do. I'm sure there's someone that figured out the exact algorithm on how Meso Explosion works, but I don't know it. Does it make sense? I mean, yeah, I don't mind explaining, but to me it doesn't even make sense because I think they did it that way. Actually, I don't know why they did it that way, but That's the reason why I always talk about bandits as one of those classes that you have to really enjoy in order to play, because when you compare Chief Bandits with other third job advancement classes, they do lack in terms of efficiency, in terms of damage. As you can see, I'm still using single target damage, Savage Blow from my second job advancement. Their whole kit, it revolves around Meso Guard, Pickpocket to drop mesos to draw out these little mesos from enemies, use Meso Explosion to explode and do AoE damage to enemies. But the issue with that is like the damage is really underwhelming. And the design of the game, it's really not the fault of the design of the game, it's just when they were probably designing Chief Bandits, there's no way they could have considered how the game was going to be, I guess, molded into by the community, because this is a community-centric game. And the community kind of dictates like where you're gonna party grind, where you're gonna go. Like, people figure out efficient ways to grind at certain levels within the community. The game doesn't hold your hand or anything. So because of that mismatch, when developers were developing Chief Bandit, there's no way they could have known where the game, like how the game would have been played a few years after releasing a game, right? So when Chief Bandits came out, the intention and the idea is very clear. The class identity is really strong. But the issue is it doesn't match with where the game ended up, where the community itself took the game. So Chief Bandits are kind of... But the good thing is, in the fourth job advancements, when they become Shadowers, they're one of the best classes for utility. They're the most versatile, they're the most fun, in my opinion. They have a lot of kit, they have a lot of like skills that they can use with Assassinate, Boomerang Step. They also have like Assaulter, which is a really very unique Chief Bandit only skill to get you from point A to point B. Like, it's not just like dashing through the enemy to get behind them, but once you learn Assaulter, you unlock different ways to move across the map and manipulate the game a little bit. So for example, if I'm like here, let's show you here. I'm on a ladder here, I can do something like this to get to the platform quicker. A lot of ways to manipulate the game when you have Assaulter. So if I'm falling here, oh, I missed the timing there, but sometimes I can just kind of fall, but I can still manipulate the in-game mechanics and physics, which adds a layer of fun into the game that you can't really do with other classes. Therefore, hence the reason why, like, I don't care to do a lot of damage. It's still fun for me because it's the only class that can do what I just did. And other people will feel that same type of class-specific fun through other classes. Like, Flash Jump is very unique to Hermits. You don't want to rob that away from the Hermits because it's uniquely a Hermit skill, and manipulating the trajectory of your stars as you play Hermit and using Flash Jump is very unique to the Hermit. That mechanic, that feel of that character is very unique to the Hermit, and just like it exists for the Hermit, Chief Bandits have the same thing. Bandits have the same thing with Assaulter. Very unique. It's very specific to the Bandits. Well, here's the thing that's wrong with modern MapleStory, right? Every class has something like a flash jump. Like, every class, when you give every class flash jump for the sake of balancing or for the sake of quality of life, then you lose. It's like a double-edged, what is it? It's just like you're robbing away an identity from the Hermit and making every class feel the same, you know? Not streaming on Twitch? I am streaming on Twitch, I think. Am I not streaming on Twitch? Thought I was. It says that I am. Can I link it, please? I can see if I am, actually. I haven't seen any Twitch chat. Oh, I don't think I can. Because, I think my settings are off or something. Yeah, it's not allowing me to stream. I think what's going on is I set my bitrate too high. So other platforms that I usually stream on won't support the high bitrate. But YouTube has an outrageously high bitrate ceiling. So I can set my bitrate to like 20,000 and YouTube will still stream it. But I think Twitch you have to stream under like 10K or 8K bitrate. So I need to mess with that because yeah, there's two other platforms that I stream to. I stream on Twitch, I stream on Kick, and I stream on Chijijik, a Korean platform. But none of those are working right now. Are you a fan of Twitch? Is that why? Do you just watch streamers on Twitch? I always wondered why people prefer one platform over the other. I spend a lot of my time on YouTube, so when I watch people stream, I tend to just stay in one platform. As you know, like YouTube has videos that I could watch, but it also has streamers that I tend to check out here and there. But one thing good about Twitch is that they're much more lenient when it comes to like policy stuff. Oh, I see. Here, I'll still link it. You can give me a follow. I'll probably fix it in the future. Follow me. In the future, you should be able to see me stream. Give me a second, I'll be right back. I'm gonna use the bathroom. Missile explosion kill the bandit for you, huh? It is definitely a niche skill, but you don't have to go that route. Here's the thing: you don't have. Most people don't actually go the missile explosion route. Most actually go for Band of Thieves, but I'm not a big fan of Band of Thieves because I think it makes the class too mage-like. And I like to enjoy the game, not for efficiency's sake, but just I like to have fun. That's my number one priority. Is I want to have fun. That's probably the reason why I'm playing Chief Bandit. And when I use Band of Thieves, I feel like I'm just playing a mage at that point. So I went with the Meso Explosion tree. But you can also go for an Assaulter build. Assaulter at max level does. This is Assaulter at level 1, and you can see it's doing a lot of damage. And it doesn't say in the skill description. It won't say it in the skill description, but apparently Assaulter will ignore enemies' weapon defense, which I think is true because whether I use Assaulter on a snail or on a high-level monster, the damage is pretty consistent. And each enemy has a weapon defense stat attached to them, so realistically it should be doing less damage, but because it's not, players have concluded that it ignores weapon defense, which I think is true. And this is only at level 1, so you can imagine at level 30 how much damage this thing will do. I didn't play MapleStory since 2004. Band of Thieves, basically what Band of Thieves does is it summons a bunch of it basically is an AoE damage around you, and it's hard to explain, I guess. It basically feels like if you play Ice Lightning Mage, like Ice Strike, it just does an AoE damage in radius of your character. It's an AoE damage skill. Not a fan. What server is this? This is Maple Land in Korea. Is Bandit the most fun class I've played? Probably. I've played up to Shadower and Maple Legends and Maple Royals, and yeah, it was probably. I played. Let me see. I played Sniper. I've played Bowmaster. I've played Dark Knight. I've played Captain. I've also played Viper. What else have I played? I've played a lot of classes, and I think by far Shadow Wars were my favorite. Is the game out now? No. This is Korean MapleStory, Korean Maple Land, Korean server of old school MapleStory. 올리비아, 이슨, 라일리, 제이, 이 이름을 들었을 땐 어떤 이미지나 느낌으로 떠오르시는지 궁금하네요. 위로해주세요. 올리비아, 이슨, 라일리, 제이, 그냥 특이하게 특별한 점이 없는 미국의 꼬맹이 이름? 미국 사람들의 이름? Shadower is assassin? No. Shadower is the 4th job advancement of bandits. So it goes like this. You start out as a thief on the 1st job advancement, and then you branch out on your 2nd job advancement and you pick if you want to go close combat thief, which is a bandit, or you want to throw stars, which is an assassin. That's the 2nd job advancement. And the assassins become hermits, and the bandits become chief bandits, which is what I am right now. I'm a chief bandit because I haven't hit my 4th job advancement yet. My 4th job advancement starts at level 120. And then hermits, which are the assassins, the star throwing guys, become night lords at level 120. And then the chief bandits, when they hit level 120, they become shadowers. That's their official titles. Most people will opt out of going a bandit and go with night lords. Bandits are very niche, unique classes. If you were to compare them for pure performance and efficiency wise, they don't have their moment until their 4th job advancement. They do have a slight spectrum of level where they outshine all classes, which is probably from like level 40 to arguably 60. Definitely till like 40 to 60, 100%. The Savage Blow is extremely strong. Like in terms of raw damage, they have their moment from 40 to 70. Then after 70, it's just extremely difficult to level. And then when you hit 120, they become extremely powerful again. I don't know if I should play Bandit or Classic or Fighter. Both are really fun. Fighters, so here's the thing about fighters. Fighters are pretty consistent. And then if Shadowers see their highlight and spotlight post 120, like 130-ish, after 4th job advancements, Shadowers, like the Bandit that I'm playing right now, I guess their hierarchy of, like if I had to put a tier in every class, they become S tier extremely fast. Boomerang Step is extremely OP. Their avoidability makes them almost untargetable, mixed in with this skill called Fake. So Fake is a skill, it's a passive skill that you learn in 4th job advancement. It gives you a chance of, basically it gives you a chance where you don't get hit by the enemy, physical or magic damage, on top of already a high luck stat. Because they're thieves, their avoidability is extremely high. You're basically you're never getting hit if you play Shadower, because Boomerang Step has an iframe. If you guys don't know what iframe is, it just means invisibility frame, invincible frame. So when you use Boomerang Step, your character actually disappears for a second, and its iframe is arguably the longest iframe in the game. So you have an iframe on your main source of attack, which attacks like 3 enemies 2 times. It's extremely strong, huge damage. Its y-axis, y, right? No, its x-axis on the reach, on how far it can reach, is that of a longer than a spearman. So there's your huge another buff there, because Chief Bandits it's definitely have the shortest range. They're the shortest melee class up until they become 4th job advancement, until they become Shadowers. So they have a huge iframe. On top of that, they have Fake, and then they're like a huge insurance for your raid party. So if your party goes down trying to conquer Zakum or Horntail or Pink Bean, whatever raid boss you're doing, you can lay down Smokescreen and give your party, the entire member in your party, and maybe even raid wide. I don't know if like members have to be in a party or not, but if you're in Smokescreen, nobody gets hit by anything for 30 seconds to a whole minute, and you can take that time to recollect as a raid, and you know, you essentially become S tier utility, and you don't have to do the most damage. And that's the only downside of really the Shadower, is that they don't do comparatively to the Night Lords and Bowmasters. And when captains come out, captains are pirates. They're not up there in terms of damage, but they're at least an A tier in damage. They're not S, but they're definitely an A tier. And then everything else about them is like pretty much S tier. Avoidability, they have good party buff with haste, they have good utility with Smokescreen. They're very fun to play. So if fun was a metric in the ranking, in the tier list, then their tier is extremely high, like maybe triple S even, because Assassinate is really fun. Boomerang Step is extremely fun. Assaulter, arguably the most fun skill in my opinion in the game. So yeah, I really like Shadowers. It's just getting there is very challenging. You have to learn to enjoy your weak moments, which is pretty difficult, because getting from 2nd job to 3rd job, the level range from 50 to 70 is really hard, and then from 70 to 120 is harder. So that's the hard part about bandits. They're like that, what would be the reference that you would make? They're like that ugly duckling that sees their moment way later on in the game. But they definitely do shine later on. That's some good argument with warrior. I love fourth job once it's max brandish that I'm thinking about with warrior. Oh, I will tell you, if you like fighters, right? Heroes are one of the most fun classes. I think heroes, like Dark Knights, warriors in general are fun. But I have to say, although I am leveling a Dark Knight right now, I think Rush Brandish combo is unbeatable when you compare with other warriors. Paladins are fun if you're into like elements and stuff, and you want to use like cool weapons that most people don't see, because blunt weapons are extremely rare to see. I don't know how it will be like in MapleStory Classic, because every weapon, it seems like they come with their own unique passive, like blunt weapons like stun or something, or slow, and then axes make enemies bleed. So I don't know if it will be comparable to old school MapleStory. But in old school MapleStory, no matter what job you went, whether it was a paladin or a hero, they both went for swords. But I think the charm of paladins is that you get to use blunt weapons, and I would use blunt weapons if I was playing a paladin. Why would I go the same old boring sword, you know? You're not gonna do the most damage as a paladin anyway, so might as well just try to make yourself unique and have fun with it. So I would go blunt weapon, and then the elemental affinity is definitely pretty cool, I will say. You do a lot of single target, hard hitting, single line damage as paladins. Brandish is extremely fast, multiple targets, like hitting enemies twice, but I think you can hit up to 3 enemies. So the Rush Brandish combo is unbeatable. It is the most fun, in my personal opinion, when it comes to warriors. It's hard. I think I'll make both hero and bandits, but don't know which to main, and I do want to put everything into one character. If you play with 4 people, is it faster to play together or alone? Well, MapleStory Classic, it's going to be faster to play together, because systematically they've made it where you earn a lot more EXP the more people you have in your party. So I recommend you play with, and which is a great system, by the way. I definitely can get behind that. I love the fact that they're pushing for people to play with other people. So yeah, it's better for you to play with your friends. You forgot that paladins existed. I mean, yeah, I don't blame you though. They're very unpopular, let's say. A lot of people don't want to play paladins. I hope they do. I hope the fact that like the weapons are like blunt weapon. I think it was a stun. I think you get to stun enemies with blunt weapon, from what I remember in MapleStory Classic. The fact that you get to stun enemies with blunt weapon can bring some interest back to paladins. That'd be nice. What will I play on Classic? I'm thinking crossbowman. That sounds pretty fun. But I'm not sure yet. I definitely won't be a meta slave though. I'm not a huge fan of meta slave. You don't like double stab? Well, what they do here, if you don't like double stab and you still want to play bandit, there's this thing called fusion thieves. I'm not sure what region created it, but it exists here in Mapleland, and essentially what it is you basically do the first job advancement as an assassin. You level lucky 7, so you're throwing stars instead of using double stab, and you continue to throw lucky 7 all the way till essentially like you get enough points in Savage Blow, where now it makes sense to use Savage Blow. So you job advance as a bandit, but you're throwing stars and using claw instead of a dagger. People do that. But if they mess up the accuracy too much for some classes, then it'll be a huge factor on how many people. Yeah, well, I think the accuracy thing I don't know too much about, but something tells me that once you... I don't know. I haven't played it, so I can't comment on it. Send it? Yeah, send it. Basically send it. How does that compare in damage to a real assassin? It doesn't. Especially up till level 30, it's about the same. You're gonna output the same amount of damage. But when you start seeing the difference is like post 30, when an assassin actually... When someone who wants to play an assassin job advances as an assassin, compared to you who job advances as a bandit and you're throwing lucky 7, the only times you'll see a real difference is once they start leveling mastery, claw mastery, and you don't have claw mastery, then you'll see the damage. So that's when you make the transition into a bandit. If we can bring these mobs to the middle, blow them up. Would I do Ascended? No, because I don't mind double stab, so I went double stab, and I don't like to follow the meta, but the meta is the Syndit. Syndits are meta even in Mapleland. But I personally like the playstyle of bandits and double stab, so I jumped around using double stab the entire time, all the way up to like level 45 when I had enough points in Savage Blow. But I can admit that I'm very particular. I'm kind of weird. I like doing off-meta things. I like paladins. I like using blunt weapons. I like standing out, so... When we talk about politics and economy right now, I don't think I have the bandwidth, man. I don't think I have the capacity to talk about politics right now. I'm like barely surviving. I'm tired as hell. 일비는 드랍했나요? 일비 드랍 원래 일요일에는 방송을 안 하는데 일비 파밍은 내일부터 시작할 것 같아요. 다시 일비는 드랍 아직 안 했어요. 플래닛 서버 안 합니다. 플래닛 서버는 관심이 없어요. 건방. 저한테 왜 이걸 주십니까? 옹달님이 득하셨는데. Thank you very much. 아쉽네. 여기가 기민인가? 그래도 돈 조금 되는 주문서 주거든요. 건방이 나오셨네. 내전도 나오는데 여기서. 내전은 요즘 시세 많이 떨어졌을 거예요. 그쵸? 한 200만 매소 할라나 내전이? 신점. Yeah. I'm surprised they're they've been kind of quiet, although it's only been, what, 2-3 days since the closed beta ended. I figured as soon as they end the beta, they would make an announcement. But they've been pretty quiet. Hopefully here in the upcoming week, they give us some more news. Bandits around level 40 feels powerful with savage blow. That is a factual statement, my friend. Bandits probably single target damage. They probably do the most damage all the way till level 70. But post 70, they kind of struggle. They struggle pretty hard, actually. Like at my level right now, if I was playing a Dragon Knight, I would be able to participate in a party training spot. But because I'm so weak and my highest hitting skill is Savage Blow, which is a single target skill, I can't go party grind because this is a cultural difference a little bit. They wouldn't be fond of me because I won't be able to kill the monsters fast enough, which will hinder the regen spawn rate in other parts of the map where other people are grinding. So there's this thing called regen cut. You have to be able to kill all monsters within your specific area in a given time, in like I think 5 to 8 second window. And I can't kill 4 to 5 Berks in 8 seconds. It takes me maybe like 2 to 3 seconds to kill a single Berk. And I have to kill like 4 to 5 Berks within 8 seconds. So there's no way I can participate. People just won't even consider you. I can put in my resume, so-called resume, and say, hey, I want to train with you guys, I'm joining party, and they'll just ignore me. Maybe once I get to like level 90, they'll consider me. Yeah, it's a different culture. That's why you see me not participating in that session, in that party grind. Because if I was participating in that party grind, I might get like maybe, if I'm lucky, 10% EXP per hour here. But if I was in that party grind, if I was in that party, I'd probably get like 30 to 35% EXP per hour. But because I have my chat here always helping me out, I'm able to level up a bit faster. I don't think it'll be same in Classic because this is not a systematic thing, this is a cultural thing. So when I was watching people stream closed beta and I saw people party grinding, there was no... I mean... Don't take this... I'm not trying to say anything else than other than what I saw. It's pretty disorganized. It's dysfunctional, right? There is no organization. There is no like what is the word that I'm looking for? There's no structure in the party setting that from what I've seen. It's just people come and go, people join party. If you join a party in Korea, you have to non-stop grind for an hour because everybody's kind of like locked in together. And call it considerate, call it hardcore, I don't know, use whatever verbiage you want to, but that's just how it is. People have this mindset like, okay, everybody's here, everybody's committing, and everybody's like committing to a party. We have to at least lock in an hour to make it efficient and be considerate for other people's time. It's a mannerism thing. It's the Eastern cultural thing, so I don't think it'll be the same when MapleStory Classic comes out. It'll probably be dysfunctional, a little bit chaotic, but the positive side is that it feels like a video game and it doesn't feel like a job. There's pros and cons to both style of gameplay and both servers. Yeah, and hopefully the only thing that I really would like is more of an organization and structure during raids. Yeah, there's people like that in the West as well. Yeah, I guess so. But here in Korea it's cemented. Pretty cemented. Missed some of your all's chat. Let me. It's 4 to 6 people grinding together but doing their own thing in MIL. From my point of view, just watching the stream. Yeah, everybody's kind of like doing their own thing. You just have to be in a party, which is not a bad thing, because I will say before this systematic implementation came in, where you need to be in a party together to earn more EXP, the Western... Oh, what is this? Udakashi? Wow, she got another scroll? Earring for luck 60%. 아, 기행 60% 대박이시네. 운이 좋으시네. Agreed. If comparing warrior and a bandit to level 120, how much faster would one or the other be, do you think? But leveling up with a bandit is a lot more satisfying, right? Because it's much harder, of course. So every level feels like an achievement. I mean, don't get me wrong, when I was playing Dark Knight, when I was playing Dragon Knight, each level felt pretty satisfying and rewarding too. And that's the charm of just MapleStory Classic. But knowing that my character peaks post 4th job advancement makes each leveling process more bearable. And knowing that I am such a rare gem post 120, you go to leafre right now, you're not going to see a lot of shadowers. If I go to town right now and everybody's just kind of hanging out, you're gonna see a lot of bowmasters, a lot of dark knights, a lot of night lords, maybe a few bishops here and there, maybe a few archmages, but just in terms of like percentage wise on how much percentage shadowers take up post 120, I am considered a gem. Even if like I don't have a guild on this character, but on my main character on Dark Knight, when I look at the guild, we might have like 1 or 2 shadowers, that's it, out of I think we have like at least 80 people in our guild, and it's pretty active. So I know that this is an investment to be, and yeah, call me a little shameless, but I like the fact that I am going to be playing a character that's one, needed way into the future in raids using smokescreen. Like I'm going to be needed in Pink Bean, and maybe not Horntail anymore, but Pink Bean's on its way out, and they're going to want smokescreen as a utility if I ever get to that point. But it's just the fantasization of me being in that spot and being needed makes me enjoy the bandit a little bit more. And knowing that I am a niche class and a rare class makes the leveling process, although it's more hard and gruesome, makes me enjoy it a little bit more. Yeah, I like to stand out in an MMO. I like to be unique. You know, who doesn't? Everybody likes to wear cool gear and show off their damage. I'm kind of the other way. I like to show out and stand out by playing a unique class. And knowing that I'm needed is also a really nice feel. If comparing Warrior and Bandit to level 120, how much faster would one or the other job do? Warriors are definitely faster because Warriors get extremely strong. So I'll talk about one more thing about Classic MapleStory Beta, and I'll wrap this in with the Warrior and the Bandit thing and stuff. I've seen people say that in MapleStory Classic Beta that they're like, some people have only played the game for up to like level 20, 25, and they're talking about how the game needs to be rebalanced and stuff. I would say just hold on for a bit, because the game is, there's more to come in the future, and Warriors are arguably the strongest class later on. They can outdamage a Night Lord post 160. Yes, it's pretty far away. Yes, in the immediate moment right now, Warriors seem underwhelming, and they seem like they need some work done because they're not hitting as hard as Magicians or whatever, or even Assassins. But their moment of spotlight, they outshine almost every class later on. You know, so in that way, it's unbalanced, but it's balanced because you become one of the stronger classes later on. Early on, it's a struggle. It was a struggle in old school MapleStory. It's a struggle now in Mapleland, and it should stay that way, because the alternative, if you end up balancing them to make them more playable early on, without maybe you even realizing, you're pushing the game to be more modern MapleStory-like, and everybody, like, that will lead to another balancing work, that will lead to another balancing work. People will never stop complaining, and ultimately what's going to end up happening is MapleStory Classic will essentially become MapleStory Retail. Everybody will have great mobility, everybody will do like similar damage at every single part of their progression. It mellows out, there's no uniqueness, there's no incentive for you to play one character over the other. Like, everybody can do everything, and I think then you don't have this need to rely on each other as a community to conquer raids, because one character can do everything at that point. That's where it will eventually lead to, is my point. So I think we just have to be very careful about already giving feedback after only playing 8 days of MapleStory Classic. Yes, Warriors are a bit weak early on, but that's intentional, that's by design. They will become one of the hardest hitting, one of the funnest jobs later on in the game. Early on, Magicians are fun and strong. That's always been that way since the beginning of MapleStory back in 2003. but they fall off very hard. That's the thing about them. They're not, just like I get denied right now into a party setting and I have to kind of get through this hard part on my own, through my own way. I will be invited into a raid with really no issue, into a harder, like late game raid with no issue. But mages, archmages, later on, they won't get invites unless you're in a guild, and this is all talking from the point of view of like if you are a meta slave and you're chasing the meta gaming, if you're playing the game as a meta gamer, you're not going to want an archmage in your party to do damage. There's very little need for archmages later on in the game, even in a party setting, right? So magicians are strong early on, but just know you're going to be playing the game essentially by yourself, and it's going to become a farming bot character. You're going to be farming the entire time. So maybe they'll release, you know, MapleStory Classic, maybe they'll do something to combat that, and I think they will, because already you can see that MapleStory Classic is taking a different approach and they're trying to make changes and stuff. But I think they just have a lot of work and a huge homework ahead of them to keep the old smell, the old sense of MapleStory, while making sure everybody feels included, especially mages later on. Mages are mages are the only class, like pirates, warriors, thieves, archers, all have their needs, and they're all needed and wanted in raids and late game parties. The only class that has a struggle fitting in and finding their place are mages. Mages end up solo grinding. Mages end up they don't really get much, they don't get invited into raids. Even in party setting, they don't get invited that much. What happened? That's kind of like thereby. So getting to level 120, warriors are really easy. They have no hard time. You can get into every party as a warrior. Bandits, however, you're gonna get into, like, you're the least wanted until you hit 120. I had a hard time finding parties in my 50s, level 60s, 40s. I did a lot of party quests. I did, and there were some training areas that took me in once I hit high enough level, but I had to be higher level than the most. Even right now, at level 85, if I was a Dragon Knight, I was a Hermit, if I was a Paladin, Crusader, Marksman, any other class other than the Bandit, I would have no issue joining a party. There's this specific area that's in my mind. It's called Forest of the Split Roads or something like that in English, where we kill Berks and Dual Berks. There's a party setting in Mapleland that people go to starting level 83, but in my case I can't go because I'm a bandit, I'm a chief bandit, and I have to wait till like level 90, maybe like 92, 93 even. Nobody will take me. Let's say some party does, like, they end up taking me because they don't know any better, because there's definitely new people that still play Mapleland, right? There's people that don't have much experience, and we'll play for 10 minutes and they'll start giving me this like passive like side eye almost. There really isn't an English word for this word called, in Korean it's called dunchi. Right, they'll be like, oh man, the regen is kind of getting delayed. Oh, this is kind of bad. They won't directly tell me to leave, but they'll make me feel extremely uncomfortable. Then I'll end up leaving, and I'll be like, my bad guys, my bad. You know what, I'm just gonna leave because I'm just causing too much problem to the rest of the 5 other people in this party. And that's a cultural thing. I also hope they add more classes in Classic after Pirates to keep it classic. What? Classic? Keep it classic style. The only thing I want, if they're gonna add more classes after pirates, I want them to do it slow, so they have, and that's not just for my sake, but that's for the game's sake, because I want the game to do well. It would be a great promotion, headline, promotional poster, video that they can get more users, get more players, or people that play for a little bit and left. They can say, hey, we're gonna add Aran or Aran, I don't know how you guys called it in English, the polearm warrior, and then Evan, and all these future classes that will come out. It could be a great headliner to get the player base up. If it stagnates and starts dropping. That's one. And two, my only request is, if they're gonna add new classes into the game, that they find their own uniqueness and they're able to harmonize well with the existing classes. The beauty of old school MapleStory and the charm is that each class had their own identity, but it meshed in well. They harmonized well together in a raid setting. They all had their individual roles, and pirates are a great example of how you add a new class into an existing ecosystem of classes. So let's look at pirates, right? Like let's look at the first 4 initial classes. They all fulfilled their own. They all had unique roles. They all had unique play styles, right? And in a raid setting, they all had individual roles that they had to fulfill. When they added the pirate, what happened with pirates? They were so worried, the developers were so worried to release a new class because they were worried that it could kind of mess up the existing infrastructure of MapleStory and the original 4 classes. So they put a lot of thought into it, and that's why it took forever for pirates to come out. MapleStory released in 2003. Pirates didn't come out till 2009. It took them 6 years to release a new character, right? And they did it really well with a lot of intention and thought behind it, because if you look at pirates, when pirates, you have 2 classes, a gunslinger and a brawler. And the gunslinger eventually went to become top tier damage dealers in shoulder to shoulder with Night Lords and Bowmasters, right? And then the Vipers became the utility class that brought in new utility for what's up with all these equipments just dropping like crazy right now? They brought in new utility that was unique and didn't override or shadow the existing utility classes. The existing utility classes were Shadowers with Smokescreen, and then you had Hyperbody as a spearman, because Dark Knights did not do the most damage, but they had their place in a raid and in a party setting due to Hyperbody. So you still had to take them, and if they didn't have Hyperbodies, you can imagine you can just kind of go down that logic train, and you can imagine what would happen. Spearmans would never be invited into a party in late game, into any bossing and into any raids, into any late game party quests, because you would rather take another Night Lord or a hero at that point that would do more damage, right? But Vipers came in with Time Rift and Speed Infusion, which made the classes attack faster and reset long cooldowns like Smokescreen and Resurrection in the party. They became another S tier utility class, so they had a place in the party. They found that they integrated pirates really well into the existing system of MapleStory. Now, when they started coming out with Aran, Evan, after pirates, I'll tell you a little bit more about what happened post-pirate and why all these classes just came out non-stop post-Big Bang. One, the director of the game changed. It changed to Inkwell, by the way, and that's why Inkwell is not really liked in Korea, because they kind of see him as someone that ruined the game. But I kind of understand his point of view too, and from his perspective, MapleStory was dying in 2011, 2012. So he had to do a Big Bang, and when he did the Big Bang update, a lot of people came back to the game and started playing the game again. And two, post Big Bang, people, the game was still having a hard time maintaining its player base. And that's why they started releasing all these classes that there wasn't much thought into these classes. They overshadowed the existing warrior class, which is why the existing warrior class became irrelevant and nobody started playing them, and everybody started playing dual blade or the resistance or whatever. Like, there's like 50 different characters in MapleStory now, and they have abandoned ship. They have just abandoned that ship of harmonizing each character and uniqueness. It's just whatever's coolest and whatever's fanciest. That's why like the game is more like a solo MMO. It's not really an MMO anymore. It's like a solo player game arcade, because they've abandoned that philosophy, that structure where you needed each class to be in a party and every class had its role, but they abandoned that. And they just started releasing class after class after class after class to make sure they can retain the player base. So it was done for a reason. It wasn't just because he's stupid and he doesn't know what he's doing. He had to like make sure the game stayed alive. And that was Inkwell's way of keeping Korean MapleStory alive, along with GMS. And I guess if you look at it in retrospective, it was a good choice, because the game definitely stayed relevant and continued to make them a lot of money. And now we have MapleStory Classic because of it, and Mapleland because of it. So, but during that time, it was extremely rushed, and yeah, I in that time, it was not received well. Imagine adding an extra class like Samurai for warriors or Dark Mages for mages. Sure, that's fine, but as long they can't challenge the existing classes or overshadow them. That's all I'm saying. I'm sure, like, if Inkwell and the development team for MapleStory Classic understands what I've just said, and then they will try to release new classes with the idea of making sure that they don't overshadow or they don't take an identity of an existing class, because then people will not play other classes, and it'll become it's a highway, it's an interstate highway towards modern MapleStory. And a lot of people that play MapleStory, that are waiting to play MapleStory Classic and that want to play MapleStory Classic, are gonna look at MapleStory Classic as a sanctuary. So many modern MMOs nowadays have adapted that fast-paced, quick dopamine, battle passes, dailies, weeklies. They want to get away from all that. They want to play a game where there's no hand-holding, there is absolutely no intervention from the game other than they just kind of throw you in and you build the game and you play the game as a community. And I think that's what people want. People look at MapleStory Classic as a sanctuary to escape the modern gaming industry's way of making players feel like it's a constant competition or it's a constant race. People want to just relax and play MapleStory. I think I'm speaking for the majority of old school MapleStory players when I say that. I'm definitely speaking for myself because that's what I like, that's what I want. But all the OG MapleStory Classic lovers, just like when people were waiting for Classic WoW, the same thing. When modern retail WoW became extremely fast-paced and like, what would you call it? Like easy dopamine releases with a lot of high numbers, high damage, like quality of life updates up the wazoo, where the world feels small, it feels instant based. I think people longed for Classic WoW because they wanted to be in a world where there is a level of risk, inconvenience, and uncomfortability, and just being in the unknown, the mystery, and relying on the community to kind of solve and figure things out. If you play Retail WoW now or Retail MapleStory now, nobody talks to one another. There's a guide for everything. If there's no guide on the internet, the in-game guide tells you everything that you need to do. There's no sense of exploration. There's no really like there's no sense of playing a game. The game is actually playing it for you, and you're just kind of sitting there doing what the game tells you to do. I personally don't find that entertaining or fun. Most of the time when I play games like that, my brain goes to what the hell am I doing? What am I doing? I'm just like literally wasting my time. I don't know. That's where my mind goes to when I play games like that. A good example would be like, what's a good example? Basically any MMO that has come out, like Lost Ark, Black Desert Online, what else is Modern MapleStory, obviously, and other MMOs that's just been out. But why was Elden Ring so well received? Well, Elden Ring was so well received because it's extremely hands-off. And that's the whole point. Elden Ring had a massive success because it was up to the player to kind of go out and venture out and figure it out on your own. Two different genres, I understand that, but I think the element of being hands-off and having no guide, no main story quest, there's no quest to follow, you just kind of play the game and learn as you play, is a huge turn on for people, because you're just essentially playing the game and writing your own story. It's MapleStory, you're writing your own story, you're doing your own adventure. There is, when people get lost because they don't know where to go to grind, or they don't know where to train, or they don't know what's the most efficient way, you're approaching the game from a wrong mindset. You have to just kind of go in and talk to other people to either figure out what you're gonna do, or maybe one day it's not about grinding and being the most efficient. Maybe one day it's just to see what's at the end of Sleepywood, you know. But if your way of enjoying the game is not that, then what you can do is you can ask people, like, where should I go train? You know, there's different ways you can figure out what the most efficient way to grind is. But enjoying the game the most innocent way possible is probably the most correct way to enjoy MapleStory. And that's hard for some people. That's hard for some people. It really is, because we're so used to being so efficient and making the most out of our time that we forget that sometimes we're playing a video game. Especially a video game where you don't know anything about the game. You're coming in with a fresh set of eyes. You have to approach, it's best for you to just approach it innocently and naively, and just figure it out with the community together, within your community, or if you see a random person in the training ground, or let's say like you stumbled upon Ant Hill 1 and you see people that are just grinding together, you can talk to them, be like, hey, can I join party? You can see what level these players are, and if you're like level, let's say 18, and the people that are farming there are like level 23, 28, 31, you know you've gone too far into the portal, into the wild. So you got to step back and, you know, kind of find a new area where people are training. There's indirect ways to figure out what you need to do in the game, is what I'm saying. You don't need a direct guide. You don't need something telling you what to do. MapleStory takes away your stress where other games give you more. Exactly. Right? You shouldn't feel stressed playing MapleStory, because there's no need to. There's no daily or weeklies that you gotta keep up with. There is no main story quest that you gotta do. There is no story. It's just really like, it's a chat simulator. It's essentially Facebook 2.0, but you have a digital avatar and you're doing something while you're chatting with your friends. You know what I mean? That's the way I would look at it. It's a chat game, a socializing game. Yeah, exactly. And that's hard. I understand that's hard in today's world where everything is hyper optimized and hyper efficient and we're always looking for what's meta. But the thing about MapleStory, the cool thing about MapleStory is that if you play the game in that mindset, you won't even last anyway, because unless you can enjoy the game for what it actually is, which is just kind of getting on and mindlessly grinding and chatting with your friends or making new friends and buddies and playing the game your way, the way you enjoy it, you're not going to last. I would argue that you won't even make it to level 70, unfortunately, because it's extremely grindy. It's not like your modern MMO where you you just follow a quest line and you're at endgame. You have to go about it your own way. And you have to enjoy the inconveniences and the small flaws that the game has. And the story that's being the adventure and the journey until you hit level 70, and then you and your friends celebrate at the fact that you hit 3rd job advancement, and then you guys get together and grind again endlessly for hours talking about politics or talking about the state of the world or the economy, and or like what J-Lo did or what Shakira did, and Justin Bieber is this, that, Coachella, EDC, whatever it is. You spend hours of time just mindlessly talking about things that you really don't have a game where an environment like that exists in today's gaming world. You don't have a game where you can kind of sit and chill and talk about worldly things, everyday life things, like you can in MapleStory. And I think that's the biggest charm in MapleStory, is that it's not demanding of your attention too much. It is to a certain degree, but you can sit down and have a chat with your buddies on Discord, or even with strangers online. You know, I see that happening all the time in Mapleland. So it can definitely happen in MapleStory Classic too. Like all these people that I've met in Mapleland, granted I'm a streamer, but even before I started streaming, I met so many people in parties that would just talk about random things. You know what I mean? Oh, it's raining outside. Oh, is it raining outside right now? Yeah, it's been a cold winter this winter. Yeah, it has been. Yeah. Okay, I'll be right back. I gotta use the bathroom. Oh, do you gotta do number 2 or 1? Oh, I'm gonna do a number 2. Oh, okay. It's stupid stuff. You might think it's really like what is it? You might think it's not much, but not gonna get into societal issues now, but there's a lot of people that long for that human connection and just to chat with other people. So I think it is pretty important, although we can laugh about it and maybe think it's not that big of a deal. We yearn for human to human connection, and MapleStory offers that. It's like back in 2000 when when online gaming just started taking off in Korea, you know what games were the most popular? Games that weren't hyper flashy and hyper dopamine releasing games. It was a lot of chat games. Mabinogi was the same way. When Mabinogi first came out, people had to take breaks in middle of dungeons, set up campfires, sit down after killing rats and little bears, and you know, Mabinogi was such a great game when it first came out, and now it turned into an arcade just like retail MapleStory. But classic Mabinogi, man, let me just tell you, you gather your friends from a small town and you attempt a dungeon, and because resource was so scarce, you had to set up camp and sit down for 10 minutes for your stamina, your MP, and HP to regen. And you had to do that like 2-3 times just to clear the beginning dungeon. And during those downtimes, you could share food. There was an option to share food. If you had a bard who had an instrument, someone would start playing like some melodies while you're restoring HP and MP. We live in a different time now that might not be appealing to most people. But that type of experience, if you're longing for that, people are looking for MapleStory Classic as a place where it can offer that type of, they look at it as a sanctuary where it will offer a gaming experience where the pace is a bit slower and inconvenient and uncomfortable. It's okay if you don't have all the potions. It's okay if you don't have, like, if you're hitting misses and you're not doing the most damage like other classes. It's okay. You can just relax and enjoy the game and take a break with your friends, like sit on a chair and talk about something else for like 5 minutes and then start grinding again. But we just live in a world now where everything has to be hyper efficient and you know, hyper optimal, and I think that's probably the culprit on why it's hard for people to enjoy MapleStory Classic if you don't have nostalgia connected to it. What server is this? This is Mapleland in KMS. But man, talking about old school Mabinogi is a trip, man. I remember playing Mabinogi back in 2005, 2006 while I was playing MapleStory, and I couldn't understand it at the time as a kid, the appeal, because Mabinogi is such a, honestly, it's probably all on par with how great of a game it is, like with MapleStory. But you would take breaks in middle of dungeons, and you know, it's a 3D game, so, and the customization was top tier at the time. I really get the idea. Can you tell us which server? Which server am I playing now? I'm playing in Mapleland. This is a server in Korea. Delay or lag? Yes, there is a delay. I do have to play on high ping, but most of that is I don't really feel it because my pet drinks MP and HP potions for me. So I don't really feel the high ping. You think most of the gamers will be millennials? I agree. I think so too. Me? No, I'm East Coast. I'm in the East Coast. If you play on West Coast, I'm sure your ping would be considerably lower, but game like MapleStory, it doesn't really matter if you have high ping. If you're worried about ping, you can play a warrior too with high HP, and your chances of dying is very little. What level is Mezzo Explode? I think it's level 16. My pickpocket is maxed. Mezzo Explosion is 16 out of 30. Bring these guys here. I'm gonna pop them here. Get these guys over. Here, buddy. Does it get more damage per level? Well, that's the thing about Mezzo Explosion. Its damage algorithm is one of the weirdest ones that exist in MapleStory. You do more damage. You definitely do more damage as you level it more. But it's not like your traditional skills where it's a fixed skill. It's very dependent on how much Meso is dropped, how much Meso you're exploding, and your level compared to the enemy that you're hitting. So these guys, because I'm way higher than these guys. I think these guys are like level 73, 75 maybe. And because I'm like pretty higher than them, I will do the most damage that I can to these guys. But like if I went to, let's say, to a monster whose level is 86, 87, even like 83, I'm gonna do significantly less damage. I've been playing this game for way too long, and I still don't know how Meso Explosion truly works when it comes to its damage. It's very dependent. It's dependent on many different things, like your level compared to the enemy, and then how much meso you're exploding. Yeah. Are people friendly to write with? Because in many new games, people have become angry when you don't know things. Oh yeah, I think MapleStory is probably gonna have one of the friendliest communities. I guarantee you. Compared to like, let's say, other games, compared to League, let's say. Compared to League, even, I want to say even WoW. You'll definitely see people being way more friendly in MapleStory than any other game. I know that for a fact. The game is just like a, and I think it's because the vibes are very chill, right? Most people that play this game are gonna understand. They're gonna play for nostalgic reasons, and if they know anything about MapleStory, they're gonna be more chill than anything. So they're not really looking to hyper optimize or to be hyper efficient. Therefore, the vibe just naturally becomes very chill. People are gonna be laxed, laid back, helpful even. Maybe you'll have some people that are kind of booty holes and assholes, but that's in every game. Should they release Classic MapleStory with third job Elnath Orbis? I personally think they should wait, and then you can have another, like, not for my sake, but for the game's sake, it could be another headliner, it could be another promo to bring in more eyes when the game kind of stagnates. So if I'm looking at Maple Land release with just second job release, and Elnath and Orbis came maybe like 6 months after. Actually, I don't even know how long it took, but it took quite a bit for them to release third job advancement. And when that did happen, so many more people came back, or new people came and played. So just for like marketing purposes, I think it'd be better for them to delay it, because nobody's gonna get the third job like right away, right? It's still gonna take people at least a month, if not 2, to get to third job, like to get to level 70, especially if there is no high level training ground and the highest place you can train is Sleepywood. It's gonna take you at least 2 months to get to level 70. 6 months, yeah, maybe 6 months is too much, because I'm thinking about it now. It took me, and I'm a pretty slow grinder, I'm not an efficient grinder, and it took my Dark Knight 7 months to get to level 120. So maybe 6 months is a bit too much. Maybe like 2 months. I would say 2 months, 2 to 3 months. Maybe 3 months is even too much too, because so many people are gonna like. But what happened with Maple Land was you could go past level 70. You wouldn't advance into the next job, but we had like level 80 spearmins in second job advancement. Yeah, maybe. I haven't played Classic yet to know, so maybe people will get to level 70 very quick. I would say like give it a month then. It'd be a great marketing way. It'd be great marketing to get more people to like pay attention and look into it. You know, I want the game to do well. I really want the game to do well and a lot of people to play. If a small country like Korea can have like concurrent players of like 5,000 to 10,000 people actively playing this game, then I want MapleStory Classic to at least have concurrent of 10k. 10k is a good number for an online game, I would say, right? Wouldn't you guys agree? I mean, if it can get more, I would love that, but I can already see it happening just like any other game. You'll have a huge influx of players that are interested in the game, and then it'll stagnate. Bring these guys over here, just blow them up with all these missiles that I've dropped. I kind of disagree. I do think the releasing of new content should be geared towards casual than hardcore players, because then the casual, like, you're not gonna have, when you look at how many players, like the overall population of the game, the hardcore players that can basically play for non-stop without taking a break is going to be the minority. Most people are going to be casual players, and I think you should gear content released centered around casual players. If they release content too fast, I think people will feel overwhelmed and probably end up leaving the game. It's not that, like, you have, I think if you center the content release centered around casual players, hardcore players are going to just make secondary characters and tertiary characters, and they're going to do other things. And plus, here's another thing. This game isn't, remember we talked about, like, this game is really not, is very different from modern games. So it's a chatting game, it's a social game, it's a game where you socialize first most. So people are gonna come in, although they don't have to grind and there's no new content to do. People are just gonna come in and chat. It's gonna be like Discord 2.0, where you have your own avatar and you can go around and meet with other people in a digital world and maybe do bossing or whatever. They're gonna go farm bosses, and they're just gonna figure out other things to do, you know? Why don't you use Band of Thieves? I don't use Band of Thieves because it doesn't feel like I'm playing Chief Bandit. I want to feel like I'm playing my class and not just a magician, like a magic class. You know what I mean? The way they do it in Mapleland with the pacing of the game, they release content extremely slow. But in order to combat the dullness, right, what they do is they fill in the gaps in between large content releases with events. Every maybe 2 to 3 weeks we have a new event going on in Mapleland. We have a Halloween event, Christmas event, we have Easter event, we have April Fool's event, all sorts of events for all sorts of occasions. But the major content releases, like the announcement of Timeless Temple, and Pink Bean, and Pirates, they've been announced for more than a year now, but they're still working on it. And they're giving us hints of it here and there, keeping the anticipation high and the players engaged and interested. And the players are engaged through the minor events that are happening within the game. I think that's a great way. They're extremely smart the way they do it. I don't know how they'll do it in Classic, but personally, I'm against. I'll still play MapleStory Classic even if they like bombard us with content and updates. I'll continue to play up until the point they release gachas and cubing, and I feel like they're coming for my wallet. Then I'll stop playing. Are you gonna play Classic? Yes, I am. I'm planning on it. Are you gonna first try and play the game with your friends that I've never actually played? Stories have you scheduled or? Sorry, I don't understand what you're asking. Are you gonna first try and play with your game friends that never played? Have you scheduled? So, my IRL friends, the friends that I know from real life, have never played MapleStory Classic before, but they have shown interest. They want to play the game, but that was like 2-3 months ago when I asked them. I don't know if they're still gonna want to play, but if they still want to play, then I'll play with them. Yes, I'm going to play with my friends from the real world. And it's gonna be fun because they've never played MapleStory Classic or MapleStory in general, so I think it'll be fun watching them figure things out, and I would love for them to fall in love with the game like I do. And I know my friends, will we get to see that? Probably. I'll tell them to behave. They can be a bit much, but I'll tell them that I'm streaming. So I'll tell them to like keep it PG-13. But you know how people are you know how people can be on Discord and stuff. Can be like extremely immature and grown-ass men acting like kids. Just trying to be goofy. I have to tell them like, hey, settle down. Keep it PG. I told them, I asked them and they said yeah, they will. But as soon as I get a hint of them being inappropriate, I'll probably just mute them. We all like the real response. Yeah, that's not the issue. The issue is YouTube doesn't like that. I know people would love the authentic side of my friends and just real interaction that you see, but I will get in trouble. I will get a spanking from YouTube. That's what I don't want. Gather these monsters. The Savage Blow only hits one target. Dang, that was very satisfying to use Meso Explosion like that. Gather them up and just blowing them up like that. That was peak dopamine right there. I currently live in Virginia. I wish I was rich enough to live in Korea. Is there no shadow partner for Chief Bandits during Classic? I don't know about Classic because they haven't released their job yet. If they release shadow partner for Chief Bandits, I think that'd be really OP. It'd be really cool though. I will say. I think it would be extremely fun for bandits to have shadow partner, but I think it will break the game. Is fourth job out? Fourth job is out in this server yet. Oh, thank you, Simon. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate the good energy, my guy. I actually had a coworker named Simon, and he was an asshole, unlike you. He's very much like a Korean frat boy, and he had this frat boy persona. I think it was a mask though. Let's bring these guys here. Come here. Oh yeah, blow them up, blow them up, blow them up, blow them up. What I'm talking about. When I get that itch to reset my skill points, and dump it into Assaulter, I have moments like that where Meso Explosion just really makes you feel good. Gathering the mobs into a single place and blowing them up. I'm just so glad I didn't. Definitely peak Chief Bandit gameplay right here. Gather these guys up. 100%. Extremely satisfying. And it's unique to Chief Bandit. What is MapleStar? Like a server in MapleStory. Right after Big Bang, I see. I know a lot of people are playing Chrono Story. Did you play the beta? Were you able to get in? Hey, thank you very much. Realize how much better the Asian MapleStory World stuff is. Yeah, I was in beta. Oh, gotcha. I don't know, I thought Chrono Story was pretty smooth. Is it pretty janky? Actually, I think it is a little janky comparatively to actual MapleStory Classic and Maple Land, but I know a lot of people are playing that in the meantime. I think you really don't have much options if you're trying to find a classic server. You're down to like Artel and Chrono Story, and I think Beaver said he's playing in MapleStar, just post Big Bang. That's not really MapleStory Classic. Is Artel still doing good? How's Artel doing lately? Oof, yikes, man. 500 people. That's pretty tough. Does Classic have increased rates? No. Is this Korea Classic server? Yep, the server is called Mapleland. Basically Korean MapleStory Classic. It's been around for 2.5 years and it's very popular in Korea. Extremely popular. There's a lot of people that play this game. Nice, man. I think all the other servers in MapleStory Worlds in the Western server is seeing some popularity now because beta ended and people are waiting for Classic. I think once Classic comes out, everybody will migrate to Classic. Almost certain. 안녕하세요. 신문 받고 있습니다, 지금. I think I'm gonna level and then call it. 인기도 감사합니다, 날매니. I do stream on Twitch, but I gotta mess with the bitrate. I recently started streaming with 2 PCs, and this new setup, I still have to mess with the settings a bit because I think the bitrate, there's something wrong with the bitrate, which is not allowing me to stream on Twitch and other platforms that I stream on. Gotta run out of holy water here shortly, which is gonna be an issue because I don't want to use all cure potion just for these guys. I want to save it, but I want to grind till I level. Definitely don't want to take a break in the middle of it. Just go get some holy waters. And the thing that's really great about old school MapleStory is that once you grind, I've been grinding here for about close to 3 hours now. You kind of enter this Zen state, right? Maybe those of you that played old school MapleStory can kind of agree with me here, but initially it feels a little dreading, right? Yeah, it's a little dreading at first, but after a while you do enter into this like Zen state, which is really nice. It's a nice little Zen. Like I came here, I started streaming today at 60% EXP, and I'm already at 91 after 3 hours. So I think I'm getting about 10% per hour here. And this is while I'm partying with a Night Lord, level 141 Night Lord. And the way that the game is set up in Mapleland is if you party with someone that's higher level than you, they get more EXP from the mobs that you kill and that they kill. But it's kind of like a balancing thing because they kill the monsters a lot faster than you. 10% in 40 minutes, that's not bad at all actually. That's like 13.5%, like 13.3% per hour. Definitely slow to my counterparts and to my other players, other classes. Still, it's not bad. It's not terrible. Why am I here? Because this is probably the best place I could be right now. I came here, I was initially doing Romeo and Juliet party quest, but I got tired of that. I got my necklace from Romeo and Juliet party quest. You have to do it like 50 times to get this necklace, and I did it 50 times, and then I got tired of doing Romeo and Juliet party quest, so I came to leafre to see if I can participate kind of like test my damage to see if I can participate in a party training here. And it turns out I'm not strong enough. So I essentially have to grind here until like level 90 to be able to join a party. Like the best spot at your level, right? Yeah, kind of. As a Chief Bandit, yes. Is Band of Thieves or whatever not good? Band of Thieves is the most optimal skill you can raise. But even then, it's not the best AoE skill compared to other third job advancement classes. It's actually one of the worst AoE skills you can have in all classes. But it's still the most optimal choice you can have as a Chief Bandit. That speaks a lot of volume. But I did not want to play my character in that fashion. I welcomed the pain. I wanted to get the full taste of Chief Bandit and its playstyle. For third job skills, I leveled up Pickpocket first. I mastered Pickpocket, and then now I'm leveling Meso Explosion with 1 point in Assaulter, and I had to get Chakra to unlock Meso Guard. Meso Guard saves me so much money, so I leveled Meso Guard. It reduces damage by 50%, so if I don't get Meso Guard, I would be draining my Meso right now in potions. But Meso Guard saves me a lot of money. I heard they're not going to add autopot for skill for pets during boss fights to spice things up in Classic. Ooh, is that true? Just for a boss fight? Like a huge bug in my room right now. But it's a harmless bug, so I'm not gonna mind it. Just to spice it up, huh? That's interesting. Wonder what kind of effects that will have. I guess. For boss fights, I guess. We'll see. This server's called Mapleland in KMS. That's gonna be so hard for like not having pets drink your potions it's gonna be so hard for people with low HP. And clerics, oh man, I can imagine already it's gonna be tough. Like, you know how clerics don't heal as it used to back in the day? They've reduced the amount of heal that heals your allies by a significant margin. So, can Japan join Mapleland? If you use VPN, yeah. I live in United States and I play Mapleland. I use VPN and I have my family in Korea that can create an account for me. So if you have all the requirements met, you can. But man, I'm still thinking about bossing in MapleStory Classic. I kind of actually, now that the more I think about it, I think I vibe with that a lot more. Because if every part of the game prior to bossing is very casual and lax and chill, I think it's nice that raiding and bossing is more engaging and is a little bit more like you need to be locked in. I think that's pretty cool. I mean, that's the whole charm of raiding and bossing, right? Like you want to conquer the boss together with your friends and with your guild members, and you don't want it to be a walk in the park. And that's kind of how it is right now in Maple Land, especially like raiding and bossing, like Zakum, bosses that have been out for a while. It's really just spank and tank. And instead of it being like that, you can keep the intensity high and keep people more engaged by, not allowing pets to auto HP and auto MP. And then the clerics have a lot of weight on their shoulders, and they can feel more, they can have a stronger sense of identity, stronger sense of responsibility. When I play a healer, I love knowing that my team relies on me. What I don't like is knowing that I'm not needed for healing, nor am I there to do damage. So that's like the worst feeling when you play a healer. Like, I'm not really here for anything. I'm just here, maybe to give buffs. So you can speak and read Korean? I can. If you go to my channel and look at my videos, you'll see that I'm speaking Korean and read. Most of my audience, majority of the time that when I stream, are Koreans. But today it's kind of been flip-flopped. I think the reason is because closed beta for Classic MapleStory ended. People are kind of like looking to my stream instead of other people that are streaming MapleStory Classic. But most of the time, my audiences are Korean, and I talk and respond in Korean. The new Holy Arrow looks good. Yeah, I think it looks pretty cool. I like the idea that like it shoots out 3 times. That looks pretty satisfying, I'm not gonna lie. It feels more like an archer than an actual archer. I plan on making probably a marksman. If not marksman, probably a fighter hero. I have few classes in mind. Marksman, crossbowman, fighter, or a page, a blunt weapon warrior. Hero Maple, what's up? Hello, hello. You're going Expo? Nice. I think Expos are really fun. Compared to Bowman's, I think Expos are more fun. But I have this like weird itch to play a blunt weapon page, a blunt weapon paladin, and just carry around a suitcase and customize my character to look like a businessman with sunglasses. Like make sure he wears like a suit and a briefcase, blunt weapon with a really cool shield. That'd be really cool. Can I speak Korean? Yes, I can. 세상은 결과다. That's your name. 외모 지상주의 박종건 명대사. I agree. 금방 지나간다. 열심히 하겠습니다. I feel like the time for blunt weapon is now. The new updates really enable it. That's what I'm saying. I think it'd be cool to check that out too, because the blunt weapons have like their own passive now. 조니TV님 트럼프 대통령 공격당했다는 소식 진짜인가요? 네, 진짜입니다. Six more %, boys. Idea. Yeah, you essentially, I think paladins are gonna be one of those classes. I mean, I think they did a really good job of making sure to retain the original identity of each class. Like for example, paladins in old school MapleStory, they were really great at solo grinding, and they were really great at saving money. While as playing a warrior, that's usually not the case. You have to spend a lot of money with pots and stuff. You have to buy a lot of potions. But with paladins it was different, because paladins you could freeze enemies as you grind, which would reduce the amount of times you would get hit with magic attacks or even physically getting bumped into enemies. So that was really like a core identity of paladins, and I think they did a good job by introducing the stun thing with blunt weapons, because paladins are the only class that can use blunt weapons. And if you really want to play into that identity of a paladin, then you can go the blunt weapon and stun, freeze, and with a shield now with guard and block. I mean, you're looking to save. You're looking at saving massive amounts of meso going that route, and it's extremely niche too. So you're gonna stick out like a sore thumb. I would assume most people are still going to default into using a sword over a blunt weapon. I'm willing to bet that most people won't pick paladins if they're gonna play warriors. And even within the paladin, a small group of people that play paladins, majority of the people are gonna go with either a sword than the blunt weapon. So you'll be extremely niche, which I like. I like being unique. I did not get a chance to play those online tests. Unfortunately, I didn't get the beta key. When I saw Classic Global MapleStory, people really want to play convenient class, not uncomfortable ones. Yeah. People want to play, I mean, it makes sense, right? Logically, it makes sense. People want to play the easier class, the more comfortable one. But what people don't realize is that usually the uncomfortable classes early on get very comfortable and very fun later on. So it's kind of like an investment type of thing. 조니님 데뷔존 컨텐츠는 생각 없으시나요? 데뷔존 캐스트 컨텐츠에 대해서 잘 알지를 못해서 잘 모르겠네요. Man, all these hours, over 3 hours, still no steelies. Let me see them steelies. Sorry to hear you didn't get a code. I can't believe that I did. I was able to play a few days, but not enough time for a second job advancement. Oh, did you enjoy it? As a Korean who lives in America, do you think it's hard for American to learn Korean? I do. I think Korean... Well, I know for a fact that Korean is one of the harder languages to learn. So, a little background about me. I was a linguist in the Air Force. I was an airborne linguist. And I attended Defense Language Institute in Monterey, California. And there they kind of categorize language by difficulty. And Korean, Chinese, Pashto, Farsi, Arabic, I think Russian was category 3. But Chinese, Korean, and all these other languages, including Korean, were category 4, which was the hardest language. It goes from Cat 1 to Cat 4. Cat 1 is like French, Spanish, Portuguese. And then Cat 4 is like Chinese, Korean, Arabic, Pashto, Farsi. Korean grammar is really difficult to know, although I'm Korean. That's difficult too, but it's also like the... what is it called? I can't think of what the word is, but it's also the esoteric. I don't know if esoteric is the right word I want to use here. It's the esoteric knowledge that is only known to the Korean people. So if you're not Korean, you're not going to know the second form of Korean that is spoken by everyday people, like abbreviation, you know, like 개꿀, or what's another one? Or hawk. Like the English version of no cap, you're capping, yes, like these type of words. There's a word, it's not esoteric, but there's a different word, like a linguistic term for those type of words. I can't think of it, but that's what makes Korean and English so hard to foreigners. Idiosyncratic, is that the word? Is idiosyncratic? Maybe. Yes, colloquialism. That's the word I'm referring to. Yes, it's colloquialism. It was in the back of my mind, I just couldn't think of it. We have to learn about all that crap. And Spanish has so many colloquialisms because so many countries speak Spanish. And when I was learning Spanish, that was the hardest part about it. Was like learning that one word could mean something completely different depending on who you talk to. Gather these guys up. We're gonna gather all these meso in the middle here. And I'm gonna mob these guys up. And we're gonna explode it all at once. About good 20 rashes here. Let's blow these guys up. Perfect. Are you allowed to talk about private servers? What do you mean? Of course I am. Why do you think I can't talk about private servers? Would you recommend Chief Bandit? I'm thinking what to play for when Classic comes out. I would recommend Chief Bandit, yes. Depends on what you're looking for though, and who you are. If we get into the weeds and stuff, then I can definitely like my answer can vary depending on what you're looking for. If you're looking for efficiency, if you're looking to make sure you're doing good damage and just have a smooth ride, let's say, and you've never played MapleStory before, you've never played old school, then I would not recommend Chief Bandit. I would recommend something like a dragon, like a spearman. I think spearman is objectively a good class and it's fun too. Chief Bandit, you have to, it's more niche, I would say. What's my favorite kimchi? Oh my god, dude. I love all kimchi. I love all kimchi. I would have to say my favorite. Probably. Have you ever had perilla leaf? There's a kimchi that you can make with perilla leaves. It's called 깻잎 kimchi in Korean. 깻잎 kimchi. It's so good. It's better than your traditional just cabbage or lettuce kimchi. Wondered what you think about Maple Worlds versus private server. Well, Maple Worlds is not just... Maple Worlds has so many games within it, so you gotta be a little bit more specific, because Maple Worlds could mean Chrono Story, could also mean MapleStory Classic, could also mean Artale, could also mean Maple Land. But private servers like Maple Legends and Maple Royals I think are a good game. I played both Maple Legends and Royals from 2012 all the way till like 2023, 2024. I played them for a long time. It was actually my sanctuary prior to me playing Maple Land, and when Artale came out I gave it a try, but Artale was too buggy. The game wasn't that fun, so I stopped. I played Artale for like maybe 3-4 months before I quit, and then I was able to join Maple Lands, and I've been playing Maple Lands since last year September and haven't stopped since then. So, and I don't plan on stopping on playing Maple Land, because I think Maple Land is by far the best server right now until we see how MapleStory Classic is on GMS. Maple Land is probably the best server that emulates old school MapleStory by far. There's no competition. Yeah, this one is way better than... Well, I haven't played Chrono Story, but I'm an old head. So that's one thing you gotta know about me. I am what you call... I guess there's... Someone called me something. I can't remember what someone called me. Basically, I'm someone that loves old school MapleStory to the point like I don't even want MapleStory Classic to have too much of a difference, but I'm willing to give it a try. And people that play Maple Land are people like me. They love the original OG old school MapleStory, all the imperfections and flaws, and how the community came together to overcome those flaws, like even the ins and outs, little details of the game, MapleStory, right? So when I look at Chrono Story and how it's played, I can already tell, like, it might be fun, but it's not something that I would play long term. It looks arcade-ish, and I don't play MapleStory to play an arcade game. You know what I mean? I like... Then, yeah, I've never played Chrono Story, so I don't know. Do you play in a party in Chrono Story? Is there a party setting concept in Chrono Story? It looks like all you do is solo farm. And your pet can just auto loot from far away, so you don't really have to move. I've been playing Royal since beta. Got me interested in this game again. It's really fun, feels lively. Are you talking about Royals? What do you mean by this game? Oh, got me interested in the game again. So you're talking about... Yeah, Maple Royals, Maple Legends, both very active servers, right? I'm sure... I really don't know how they're gonna do once MapleStory Classic comes out. I would imagine not well. But both are really good servers. Almost there, almost level 86. I can't believe I leveled. I really was just gonna turn on stream today. I don't normally stream on Sundays. I just turned it on because my family were taking a nap and I had a little bit of time. I did not imagine myself leveling up today, playing this much. Already been streaming for 3.5 hours. I think Maple Land is the most similar to an old MapleStory version in MapleStory Worlds. I agree. I don't think there's any other game out there. I mean, there's other versions of MapleStory out there, but Maple Land is by far the closest thing to old school MapleStory. You're an Axe Fighter main. That's my plan for Classic. Nice, man. I think that's really cool. Extremely niche, extremely cool. Axes are very cool in design, and their illustrations are awesome. And now, in MapleStory Classic, you get a new passive. You get to make the enemies bleed. I love that update. I think that's so cool, how each weapon has its unique passive associated with that weapon. Probably my favorite change in MapleStory Classic is that like the warriors don't have to use the same weapon. Like they're not gonna always go for what is it? A sword. Bleed is a really cool function. Yeah. Bleed. And then you stun. Was it a stun or a slow with the blunt weapon? I still am not sure. I thought it was a slow, but it might be a stun. Genip Kimchi, I'll try it out. There's a lot of Korean restaurants in London. Yeah, Genip Kimchi, it's so good. It's probably not going to be as common as your regular cabbage and lettuce kimchi, but Genip Kimchi is so good. That's my favorite Genip kimchi. If you can find some, definitely try some. Because what it is it's perilla leaves in English, and it has like a sort of a minty aftertaste. But with the spice of the kimchi and the minty aftertaste, I love that. I love that mix. I think they harmonize really well, and they augment each other really well. So. In here, I was Axe Fighter, which is really wide range damage. Oh yeah, that's right. Axes have that's what it is. They're not as stable when it comes to damage. I think it's cool. I like standing out and I like being unique. And axes, when you don't see axes too much, it's really cool to see a fighter or a hero walk around with not a blade, but like with an axe. Two-hand axe or one-hand axe with shield. I think two-handed weapons are really cool though. Pretty sure it's a stun. Yeah, it might be a stun. I don't know. gather these guys up. So many meso here. We're gonna blow all this meso up. And have peak Chief Bandit moments right here. Now, what is more satisfying than that? Tell me. Not a lot of thing in life is more satisfying than blowing up enemies with meso explosion. 15, 20 enemies all at once with a bunch of little mesos. So close. Once I level, I am one level closer to 120, baby. 34 levels to go. I've gotten a lot of mithril ores here. How many do I have now? Almost 100, nice. MapleStory has the best music. Where's the lie? Where is the lie? Is this 1x? Yes, this is 1x everything. 1x CXP, 1x drop rate. Although, I think the drop rate got altered. I don't think they're telling us, but I think the drop rate is lower in this server. I had to farm 30 and a half hours to get Arwen's glass shoes. You guys know what that is, you guys know. But it's basically a quest item for a level 25 quest that dropped from Fireborers. And I farmed 30 and a half hours on stream to get that quest item. A level 25 quest. Now maybe I got super unlucky, but I don't know. I feel like the drop rate slightly altered. There we go. Doubled up. Nice. Thank you. I appreciate it. Right. Let's see. This is usually where I go. We're gonna dump our stat into luck for now. Yeah, I think luck because level 90 something is giving me a lot of dex. I don't know what it is. It might be Maple Warrior. Yeah. I'll put 2 into dex so I can wear this level 90 actually no, I can wait. I'm just gonna dump it into luck because I have enough levels. I can do it when I hit level 90. But I definitely want to wear this level 90 dagger when the time comes. I'm gonna just dump all our stats into luck. Gives us a little bit of a damage boost. And then the favorite part, putting points into skills. Here's the tricky part. Do I dump it into Meso Explosion or do I start leveling Assaulter? That's the biggest question. Or do I want to lengthen my Meso Guard uptime? Because 70 seconds is pretty short, I'm not gonna lie. It goes by quick. But I feel like I need to level up Meso Explosion if I want to participate. at least by like level 90. When I'm level 90, I need to be able to party grind because it's gonna get too hard for me to solo grind at that point. Yeah, I might as well. I mean, I started this pathway, so I might as well continue down this pathway of dumping into Meso Explosion. So all it does is it goes up, there's no damage algorithm. I need somebody on YouTube to make a video explaining the damage algorithm for Meso Explosion. There's so many factors that alter the damage outcome of Meso Explosion. And some people told me that it's worthless to level beyond level 21, but they didn't tell me why. They just heard that that's the case, but nobody can explain it to me. All it says here in the description, it says consume 24 MP and the mastery level, mastery percentage goes up by 2 points every level. So right now it's at 82%. Next level it'll be at 84. Then it's at 86. I don't even know what that means. Mastery. Someone explained it to me that like the higher the mastery percentage goes, it will go up to like the meso damage will be closer to the higher end of the spectrum of damage of my stat. But the damage is influenced by how much meso is dropped. Like if I drop 50,000 meso, it's gonna do like 100k damage. But I'm using it in conjunction with Pickpocket, which is already mastered. It's like a super confusing like algorithm because Pickpocket directly influences the damage of your Meso Explosion. And Pickpocket, when you level up Pickpocket, not only is it an active skill, so it's activated for a longer time, it also says in the description that the amount of meso, so not the percentage of meso, the amount of each meso being dropped is higher when you level it up more, and also the percentage, the trigger percentage of a single hit dropping a meso increases as well. So not only the amount, but the percentage, I guess, increases. And it is also affected by how hard you hit. So it's like super confusing. But most people don't master Pickpocket. I did because I went Meso Explosion tree. Mastered Pickpocket, and now I'm leveling Meso Explosion, which works directly in conjunction with Pickpocket. I don't know. Hopefully it's gonna be useful later on when I go party grind at Berks. But right now I'm just kind of doing my own thing here because a lot of people just go with Band of Thieves. I don't want to go with Band of Thieves. I don't want to level Band of Thieves. It's too mage-like. 그 이유는 20일부턴 터뜨릴 수 있는 개수가 증가한다는 기능이 메일엔 구현되지 않으며 분할 수치만 적용되기에 20일부터는 데미지가 감소한다는 의미다. 아, 그럼 20일까지 찍는 게 맞네. Is this Mapleland? Yes. 20일까지만 찍고 어설터 찍어야 되겠다. 메소가드 좀 포인트 넣고 그래서부터는 어설터. 20까지라고요? Up till 20? Okay. Alright everyone, that's it for me today. 3.5 hour stream on a Sunday. I don't even stream on Sundays. So anyways, I had a good time hanging out with all of you. It was fun. Those of you that are new to my channel, if you enjoyed my stream, come and subscribe and hang out with me. I stream Monday through Friday, usually in the morning time, sometimes at night. I also stream console games Fridays and Thursdays at nighttime. And then I definitely plan on streaming MapleStory Classic when it comes out. So if you're new to the channel, if you're new to my stream and you enjoyed it, go ahead and give me a sub. If you're watching right now, hit the like button to help me with the algorithm. And if you have the leniency and the luxury, consider joining my membership. It helps me out directly. You can get specific benefits by being a member, like member badge, member emotes, and other benefits that you can check out. 오늘 방송은 여기까지 하고, 원래 일요일에는 방송을 안 하는데 잠깐 하려고 방송 킨 게 거의 4시간 정도 방송을 했네요. 제 채널에 새로 오신 분들 이제 제 방송이 재밌었다, 즐거웠다, 유익했다 그러면 구독 한번 눌러주시고 다시 오셔서 방송을 즐기시면 좋을 것 같아요. 월요일부터 금요일 한국 시간 기준 저녁 11시에서 12시 사이에 방송 키고 있고 주로 새벽에 방송을 많이 합니다. 새벽에 방송을 많이 해요. 왜냐면 미국이랑 시간차가 좀 있기 때문에 지금 시청하고 계신 분들 다 좋아요 한 번씩 눌러주시고 알고리즘에 도움이 되게, 여유가 있으신 분들은 회원가입도 해서 멤버가 되시는 걸 권유해드릴게요. 멤버 가입을 하시면 멤버만이 쓸 수 있는 혜택, 멤버 배지, 멤버 이모티콘, 다른 혜택도 있으니까 여유가 있으시면 알아보시면 좋을 것 같아요. 그럼 저는 여기까지 방송하고 내일 방송 키도록 할게요. Alright everyone, I'll go live tomorrow morning. Bye everyone, have a good night, have a good day. I will see you later. Peace.